Hey, how's it going? This is Rob. I just want to make this video about how I'm going to install the Stetsbar onto my guitar. This is the Stetsbar that I got. It's pretty cool. It's a little tremolo. The way I'm going to use it is I'm going to lock the back so it acts mainly as a whammy bar. I'm going to install it into this 2007 Gibson SG. I did run into some problems whenever I try to install it. The problem is that the Stetsbar is supposed to go flush perfectly onto the guitar. As you can tell in this guitar, I have already taken the pickguard off, and there's a reason for that. The reason is that the pickguard does not allow the Stetsbar to sit perfectly down, so the Stetsbar sits like this. And according to the website, the Stetsbar is supposed to be perfectly down. So what I'm gonna have to do is cut my pickguard. I ordered another pickguard because I do not want to cut the original pickguard of my SG. So this is another pickguard from China, and so while I had the Stetsbar on my guitar. So my pickguard was on the guitar. I got some chalk, and if you notice here, what I did is I put the bolts into the Stetsbar and I picked it up to where it's flush down onto the pickguard, and I made these lines on the sides going all the way to the top. Then I took the pickguard off, and with a ruler I drew this top line that goes from the right to the left or the left to the right, and that's going to give me a guidance on where I'm supposed to cut it. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut this pickguard. I'm going to use a Dremel. I got this Dremel tool from Walmart. That was about $40. You can also rent them at your stores. The reason I got this one is because it has this fine little cutter. I'll show you guys where I got that. Is because it has this fine little cutter that I'm going to be using to cut my pickguard. So I cut the board. As you can tell, my cuts aren't very perfect. You're going to want to use a straight edge to take off the excess plastic that builds up. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to polish this and see where the original line was. Because remember, what you did with the chalk is you kind of did it like a little indentation. So I'm going to see where the line was and then try to do some fine tuning. Okay, so that took me a while. I polished it. Whenever I was done, repolished it. And so this is what the finished product looks like. Doesn't look too shabby. I'm going to put these pieces back in. Attach the pickguard, add some strings to it. Actually got these new knobs that came in. I'm gonna replace the knobs. Just replace this truss rod cover off camera, and we're gonna see what this baby looks like when we're done. This is my cutout. Doesn't look too bad, like I said. I do recommend if you do have the option, go in and earlier I used chalk, but in hindsight I definitely should not have used chalk because chalk actually scratches your pickguard a little bit. So if you could use like neon markers that are erasable, that'd be good, because now I have where I did not reach all the way to the lines, now I have these scratches. So to prevent that in the future, I would recommend that you use non-permanent or something that doesn't scratch your guitar. So I'm going to put this on and let you guys see what it looks like afterwards. Oh yeah, also I recently inserted these humbuckers. Anyways, also for putting on these humbuckers, I learned a trick. I saw a guitar person who sets them up to this. So you put tape on the back of these screws so that they won't jump out, and what you do is you use these wire clamps to hold down these springs. And the reason you want to put the tape on the back of this is because you don't want one of these screws flying out into somewhere in the room and you can't find them later. So make sure you use tape that doesn't leave any material behind on the pickguard, and this is a good trick to putting on the humbuckers. So as you can see, even though the tape's on top of these, you could still get the screwdriver in there and turn them.